What's going on, guys? Hope y'all are ready for this. A Toronto Blue Jays off season. Now I'm pretty sure I do have one. So we're going to start out at looking at the stats at the minor league. That's what we're going to do. We had to come back to... We'll see what they are about here. From the future, I'll remember before the playoffs to look at it. But let's kind of look at the statistics at Double and Triple A. So, position players, Alex Rowe. I mean, at 19 years old. I mean, this pick, see potential. Batting .219 at this point at Double A. 20 homers, 51 RBIs, and more of a power hitter more than anything. Orvelis Martinez was at .285. Okay. I think it's about time he comes up to AAA. Actually, let's look at this reverse. Let's look at this from AAA and who's going to come up to the majors. Vaughn Seacrest. Just wow. We don't have a rookie at third. Who do we have at third? Bo Bichette's playing at third right now. And Altuve's at second. Biggio's out in left. Baez is the one that's playing short right now. The Winklers are DH. Who is playing? Oh, because Biggio's playing out left. That's why. Okay. So while he's playing great, I think he's going to spend another year at AAA. If we have a need to bring him up, we will. Maybe we make some moves. I'm not sure what we're going to do this offseason. I haven't really looked at it. But he's ready if we have any huge injuries. Also a left-handed batter that can hit righties and lefties. Miguel Jurado, $239. Yeah, he's going to spend another year at AAA. Has some issues against lefties this season. Particularly in the contact. Noah Kaufman. Still needs some work. Chance Cisco is just a reserve catcher in case we need one. Jordan Groshans spent some time at the MLB level during spring training, but he still has some development to do. Peter Kobayashi at .254 struggled against left-handers, but I mean he's playing okay. His durability is the issue. Derek Hill, reserve guy. Trey Cabbage, who we did trade for, is going down to a B potential. Didn't hit left-handers very well. His speed, stealing, and base running go down. I'm not sure about that trade. Huey Emerson. We know he's a low 70s overall. But I thought he batted pretty well. Austin Dean. We'll probably move on from him in left. Tom Mackey, 24 years old. See potential. Not too bad. Logan Warmuth. He is such a good versatile piece that he'll probably resign. Joaquin Diaz. I mean, he spent some time at the MLB level, but biggest issue is we just have so many good pieces at the MLB level. And then Forrest Wall, who's broken up into the All-Star game. Various spots is right there. Let's look at the pitching. Braxton Ashcraft. 2.96 ERA. Okay. Hans Kraus. Getting better every day. 3.67 ERA though. He needs to just up that. Ryan Avery. His hit per 9 concerns me. 3.20 ERA, 1.33 WHIP. With a lot of earned runs though. Dwayne Gowdry, probably the next to come up. We had to pick someone. 3.52 ERA and a 1.20 WHIP. Just not getting the support. Sammy Arias. 2.72 out of the bullpen. Adam Kloffenstein. Started 20 games. Again, same thing. Just not getting the support, I think. Simeon Woods Richardson was down at AAA. I think we're going to pull him up to the MLB level. He's been dominating down at AAA, and he dominated the rest of the year, but I mean, we'll see if he can do it up at the MLB level again. Victor Vodnik looks pretty decent. Maybe at 26 years old or so, probably 2 years, he'll come up. Alexis Delgado, starting pitcher, only 22. Yeah, he needs some time. Ramon Latigua. 2.70 ERA. Only 13 innings, though. Matt Payton, same thing. That's out of 30 innings, though. Okay, let's look at the pitchers at AA. Alejandro Diaz doing work, but only at D potential. Barry Hardwick, probably a AA guy. Needs to get that up. Andrew Iredall, AA guy. Luis Rosado. How about that? Winston Betts, the relief pitcher. William Price, gonna take him a long time. William Brooks. Brandon Ma. That K per 9 could really end up being what gets him up to the majors. Seems like a good bullpen arm. Lincoln Leicester. Good closing pitcher. The K per 9 went down, but he's increasing. Only 19 years old. Forrest Yastrzemski. The reserve guy. And Adrian Fontenot. I think he was a setup man. Yeah. Setup man don't get a lot of action. Okay, let's look back to position players. We kind of looked at Alex Rowe and Orvelis Martinez. I think Martinez probably has another year down at AA. Jonathan Naito. Struggling against left-handers. I think that's another one where he spends down at AA. Colin Moore. Okay. Increasing. Michael Copeland was an absolute boss. I think he spends another year down at AA though. His durability is concerning. Jermaine Skelton, at 23 years old, struggled with contact. And he's staying down at AA. Tahito Yamashita, getting better. 250 this season. Durability is still 64. His clutch is getting up. I mean, thought he played pretty decent. Cedric Downey, the catcher, who's an A potential. At 23 years old. I think he's going to keep on keeping on at AA. Alfonso Rivas. At 314. But that left-right heat map is disgusting. I think he stays down at AA. Thad Marbury. Daniel Havestein, really just a reserve. Julie Matias. Yeah, Ransby was only 202. Bryce James has a long way to go. All right, so that is the look at some of the AA guys. So I'm going to do what I normally do here. And that is make a save. Whoops. Make a save here to ensure that we don't lose anything. And reload, and we'll be ready. In case we get any wonkiness, any freezes, anything like that, at the end of the day, we will have a backup from when the off-season started. And then we'll periodically save on main, so at least we'll have something there. Kind of prevents me from messing up anything, saving over, stuff like that. And that's what I'll do for the Blue Jays. I'll remember next time is I'll have a Blue Jays minor stats saved to where we can just go around like a day before the playoffs. So here we go. The offseason. Look at the majors. Look at all their stats at this point. So Urias, 2.60. He is 28. Still going to continue to be our ace. Let's look at this actually from a budget standpoint. Oh, it's not like Madden. I wish it was like Madden, like that. Wow, Madden actually has something over MLB the Show. Okay. Alek Manoah. Thought he did pretty good in the playoffs as well. A 2.67 ERA in the season. 178 innings, so about his average. I'd like to see that be at about 200. Decent with a 1.19, 17 quality starts, so those increased. And 17 quality starts for Urias. Not as great as his 2021 season with the Dodgers, but hey, we'll take it. Chris Sale came in later on in the year. 205 innings pitched, 4.30 ERA, 18 quality starts, so not as many quality starts, but I mean, an 86 overall, 35-year-old Chris Sale did some work in the postseason. Tyler Mahle did great in the season, but not as great as his year coming off from Cincinnati. I think he was a Cy Young winner or the runner-up. This season, DRA is back up to reality. His whip at a 1.17, which is about average, 17 quality starts. WAR's not as high, but hey, still 17-4 this season. And last year was 15-6, so still a pretty good season. Wayne Gaudry. The idea is, do we pull him up? We got Kenta Maeda and Zach Logue down here. Logue's a bullpen arm, and Kenta Maeda, he might end up retiring. But just Maeda got hurt, came in, couldn't do what he needed to. Simeon Woods Richardson, I think as well, it's his time. So, I mean, maybe our 5 is Gaudry with Woods Richardson up there. Maybe Woods Richardson comes up and pitches at the majors, and Gaudry is a bullpen arm. I don't know, it's all dependent on if Chris Sale retires. Then it becomes Julio Urias, Alek Manoah, Tyler Mahle, Dwayne Gaudry, and Simeon Woods Richardson with Maeda and Logue also. But I think Logue goes into arbitration, so yeah, it's a bullpen arm. That's a good one. For relief, I thought Pachi in the playoffs just dominated. He's a free agent, so I'm not sure if we're going to go forward with him. I would like to go forward with Pachi at this point. We also have Fontenot, which we can, who we'll probably bring up, and then maybe Peyton, but maybe these 3 or these 4. Closing pitcher Jordan Hicks. I mean, his salary goes down, but 9 blows saves this season, 3.34 ERA, one of his highest in the last 5 years since damn near when he was with St. Louis. Just didn't trust him in the playoffs. So maybe ultimately we do make a move and trade him, because it's all about Jason Farrell, the 24-year-old. I think it's his time to take over the closer, and if we keep Pachi at that point, it makes sense. Also, Freddie Peralta came in, and I think Peralta, because Pachi was really the setup guy, Freddie Peralta came in the playoffs and absolutely dominated. Although his season was a 4.32 ERA and 18 holds, the guy did absolutely phenomenal the year before with a lot of holds as setup, and maybe it's time. We have a changing at the guard here, and we do make a trade, and we'll see some stuff right there. Jason McCall also, I thought he did pretty well, and 4.43 or 4.38 ERA, but I think he'll be fine in the long run. So maybe Hicks is the one dealt for a big piece. And what I mean by big piece, well, Gabriel Moreno doesn't have the league options. We know we can't pass him through waivers. Schwarber is getting up there in age at 32 years old. His contract does go down to $3.8 million next year, so at least that's helpful. And he's not regressing harshly, which is nice. We need to think about what we're going to do if he ends up retiring sooner rather than later. Vlad over at first. First to third, Vlad doing Vlad things, man. 278. Batting up there in the 270s. That's great to see. What does Schwarber have? 216. He's far removed from his 272 season. And I just struggle at getting a catcher that can do much in either series until maybe the change I made with the A series. But that was a guy we drafted. Vaughn Seacrest, only a first baseman. Is he ready? He damn well looks like it, that's for sure. Cavan Biggo, who's playing out in left field, thought he played pretty well. 253, so better batting average here. A lot of strikeouts. Had 9 stolen bases, caught stealing 4 times. Had more RBIs this season, 1 more home run. Had 75 walks though, so that's good. 110 hits, even better. what he had 2 years ago. I think in 2010 he was hurt for, I'd say, about 4 weeks. But I think he did pretty well. But obviously the name of the game is keep him on there. Jose Altuve, though, 279. So not close to his 2024 numbers, but his 2023 numbers more like it. But Altuve came in and played some great innings for us. 52 RBIs, 12 homers, 95 strikeouts. That's in 105 games. Altuve did get hurt for a small portion of the season this year. So injury is starting to become a concern. $17 million. Garrett Hampson really was the opposite DH. Did play some while Altuve did get hurt. But at 257, I mean, that's the best he's batted in his career, damn near. Besides the 2021 and games in 2018. Bitchette doing Bitchette things. 347. His lowest batting average probably is his career at this point. Yes. We're hoping that he can bounce back up in the 260s, maybe 270s. But what he did for us this year was increasingly more dependable. 30 home runs, so double his home runs from last year in less games. 71 RBIs, 61 walks, had less strikeouts. Just about the average of stolen bases. Doubles are the same. Didn't have as many triples or hits, but I thought he played better this year than he did the year prior. At least my opinion wise. Franco was a reserve guy. I think he is going to be a free agent after this season. Javi, 235, so it's slowly going down on how good he can be, but his slugging, 503, one of the highest in his career, if it's not for the 2023 season. But he also had one with Chicago in 2019, 2018, up in the 500s as well. But his on-base percentage, lowest it has been with Toronto. His batting average, the lowest it's been since he joined us. 162 strikeouts this season. But 103 RBIs, 40 home runs. I mean, Javi swings for the fences. This is not a guy that you're looking to have him have a high batting average. You're looking for the power, and you're looking for the sensational stuff. Winker, who batted our DH this season, 263, had 109 strikeouts though, 78 walks, 71 RBIs, 22 home runs. Thought he played well in that DH spot. Trey Turner, getting up there, 31 years old, 271. It caught stealing 10 times, but 32 stolen bases, not as many as last year. But it's up there. 112 strikeouts. The first year that he joined us, he was injured for about 2 months. So he didn't get as many there, but not what you'd like to see. But this is technically our leadoff guy. Trey Turner leads it off, so you're not going to see a lot of RBIs from our leadoff guy. What you want to see is a lot of hits and a lot of runs because he's getting on base for everyone. And, well, that's what he did. 161 hits, 91 runs, 54 walks. You'd like to see it higher. His on base percentage, 333. I mean, that's good. Victor Robles, who was added last season in free agency, comes in and bats 246. We got him on a steal of a deal after having a very slumped year. Batting 218 with Washington. They decided to let him go, and he's back up batting in the 246s. 8 stolen bases, 107 strikeouts, so lowered the strikeout rate. Had 144 last season. Wow, I didn't realize that. Had just as many walks, 43. More RBIs at 65, 12 home runs. I mean, on base percentage was 304. Slugging 379. I mean, that is a steal on a $10 million contract. Justin Turner, really just a reserve guy, but in 53 games, at 246. Struck out 49 times, though. That's 49 times, though, in about 200 at bats, so it's 1/4 of the time. It's striking out once a game, essentially. All right, and that's going to be the stats. Now, let's look at the awards. I think we did this at the end of it. Bitchette is the World Series MVP. Kind of go through this. I think I did it in the episode, but I'm going to go through it quickly here. Was the MVP of the American League, Rafael Devers. Cy Young goes to Tyler Mahle. So Mahle was the runner-up last season. It was, or the season before. So he wins it for us. Mike Trout gets the batting title. Reliever of the year goes to Jared Brutu. Rookie of the year goes to Jared Kanelik. Mike Trout and Hank Aaron Award going to the Gold Gloves. Pitcher Ryan Yarborough. Sean Murphy at catcher. Colin Moran at first base. Vlad is just behind him. Not as many assists or punch-outs. David Fletcher at second. Jonathan Camargo at third. At short, Anthony Volpe beats out Javi Baez. Wow. I do not know why. Left field, Bryant Packard. Center field, Luis Robert. I think it's Luis Robert with him. Right field, Victor Robles comes in 3. It's Kyle Tucker and Joey Gallo, both on Houston. Gallo had 30 assists. Okay. A Silver Slugger now, DH. Orneal Cruz gets it in Detroit. Francisco Mejia at catcher. Schwarber's at 3. First base, Guerrero's at 3. Has a better batting average than Jared Walsh, but Jared Walsh bats in 114 RBIs. And Tim Marmijo and a batting average of 304. Jeff McNeil at second. At third, Rafael Devers. At short, Alexander Bogaerts. Baez is at third. But Bogaerts had 321 average, 35 home runs, 112 RBIs. So more RBIs and almost 100 on the batting average. On outfield, it's Cody Bellinger, Jordan Alvarez, and Mike Trout with Luis Robert and Nicholas Castellanos behind them. Let's look at the National League. Maybe we'll see someone. On the Braves side, postseason MVP Marcell Ozuna. God, he was fantastic, I would say, for them. Teoscar Hernandez, the former Blue Jay, 231 in the postseason, 4 home runs, 8 RBIs. In the World Series, not a World Series for the National League MVP, because they didn't win it. MVP of the National League is Rhys Hoskins, playing for St. Louis now. Been there a couple years from Philly, and he is only, wow. They must have got him on a steal. But at 245 for the Phillies, they opted to go a different direction at 30 years old, and he has batted fantastic for St. Louis ever since. Wow. Okay. Mookie Betts, Fernando Tatis. Shane Bieber gets the Cy Young in the National League. I mean, he better, because in 2023 or 2031, he gets $41 million. coming over from Cleveland, and St. Louis has themselves some good stuff. But they lost Jack Flannery, I think 2 years ago, and they've been searching for a replacement ever since. Flannery is the runner-up, and then Mike Clevenger, both from San Diego. For the batting title, Anthony Rendon over with the Brewers, 34 years old, brings it in, batted .332 this season. Wow. Clint Frazier and Rhys Hoskins behind him. Reliever of the year goes to Seth Lugo. Liam Hendricks not far behind, but Seth Lugo blew him out of the water. Rookie of the year goes to David Fry. Okay. 282, 32 home runs, and 83 RBIs. I can see why. Hank Aaron Award goes to Max Kepler. Okay. Mookie Betts beat out even though he had 44 home runs, more RBIs. Not the batting average, but hey. Here's the Gold Gloves, a pitcher, Kyle Hendricks with the Mets now. Catcher, Yasmani Grandal. Ronald Guzman. Ronaldo Nunez down there. Nico Horner at second, still with the Cubs. The third, Gio Urshela with the Rockies now. Noel Marte at short. Brian O'Grady at left. Center, Gabriel Assel. And Aaron Judge now with San Fran. I think he's been there a couple of years now. Yeah, 3 years since leaving the Yankees. Not as great, but hey, it's Aaron Judge. He's always dangerous. For Silver Sluggers, that pitcher, of course, Shohei Ohtani in the National League. He's pitching for St. Louis. Still up there in ERA. Hopefully, maybe next year, the year before, or a year after, they figure out how to deal with two-way players. First year, they had two-way players as a real thing, and it still doesn't function very well in the game, but hey, it's a new thing. They'll figure it out. I have faith in these guys. Jacob deGrom with Washington now. Okay. Silver Slugger catcher, Will Smith. First base, Rhys Hoskins. Gleyber Torres at second. At third, Eugenio Suarez. Fernando Tatis at short. Mookie Betts on the outfield. Ronald Acuna and Austin Meadows, the runners-up being Max Kepler and Franmil Reyes. There's a look. Let's look at statistics for league leaders. See if we spot any of our guys. We'll go through this. This is only going to be for playoffs. So we are not going to do that. Let's look at top prospects before we go into the offseason. Marcos Brito for the Athletics at 23 years old is the #1 prospect in the MLB. He's had some MLB time. Ryan Avery is our highest at 3. Adam Kloffenstein at 6. At 7, Miguel Jurado. You go down and see a lot of Mets. Orvelis Martinez at 15. Braxton Ashcraft at 26. Alexis Delgado at 38. Okay. Let's do this. Sim. Off-season about to begin. You have 5 days to negotiate contracts. Many players do not have contracts. At this time, players eligible free agents will be able to negotiate. The qualifying offer is 1 year, $20.7 million. Here's the retired players. Lance Lynn, who we did bring in when we had some injuries. He went down to the minors after we got Kenta Maeda back. But he has chosen to retire at 38 years old. Aroldis Chapman at 38, calling it quits here. Still was with New York until last season. I think he was down in the minors for them, but started to be taken out of that save role in 2022 and put as a setup guy, and well, did not do very good 2024. Clayton Kershaw, 38 years old, 67 overall, calling it quits. Looks like he was either in the minors for Cleveland, and he was regulated to the bullpen. So, Clayton Kershaw calling it there. Jose Urena. Marno Nunez. Alec Mills, at 34 years old, suffered a torn rotator cuff and just couldn't get back on the field, so it looks like he will retire due to an injury. Where are the other ones? Kershaw was of age, so was Lance Lynn. Alec Mills because of an injury. You got poor free agent markets here. Many of those guys. Not going to worry about them. Okay, Clayton Kershaw is inducted into the Hall of Fame. Has 229 wins, 94 losses, 2 saves, 3,087 innings pitched, 3,155 strikeouts, with over the fact of a nearly 20-year career, he hit 18 years. His career ERA is a 2.47. That is insane. Okay, here we go. Exclusive free agents. Let's look at our staff. Joe Girardi took us to the promised land in his first year as the manager. Of course, we're going to keep him. Giuseppe Howard. Is the only one I can't extend his contract to kind of equal out everyone else's, but I like it at this point. Kind of how we do it is our farm director is our assistant manager, at least role play wise. So we got a guy in the waiting. Not going to rebrand. Okay, here we go from exclusive free agents. So Garrett Hampson, we have an available budget of 34. I mean, Freddie Peralta, man. We have to make an offer to Freddie Peralta. He wants $7 million. Give him a player option at his 4th year. Let's front load it. Actually, let's back load it. We have the money. Let's front load it. Alan Pachi. Bro, we got to make this offer. $10 million. How much does Chris Sale want? Garrett Hampson ain't getting that $8 million. Neither is he. You know what? We're going to let him walk, I think. He was our best bullpen arm, though. That's the thing. And the guy's an absolute stud. Bro, I can't do that. This is our 2 best bullpen arms. Okay. I mean, is that smart? So Whitley is in arbitration. I mean, Peralta won us those games. Hicks's contract goes down over time. Actually, I'm fine with this. Okay, let's sim the free agent 1. Actually, let's sim days. Ooh, ooh. Baez wants to test free agency. Ooh. This changes the entire fabric of everything. That means we can bring up the first round pick from last year. Okay, Baez. I will let you test the market. But I'm going to give you the qualifying offer. If he accepts it, he accepts it. If not, and he signs elsewhere, we'll see. What was Altuve making before this? The same, I think. Whoops. Is there anyone we want to deal? Schwarber in his last year. What can I get for Kenta Maeda? Probably not much. And I wouldn't be fine. I wouldn't be opposed to dealing him to someone of our division. I would not be opposed to this. It's a salary dump. We'll take that. Okay, it looks like we got Freddie Peralta. Ozzy Albies signs a 7-year, $106 million contract. Strasburg exercises contract option. Gary Sanchez to a 3-year, $33. Rendon stays. Luis Robert stays. A 7-year, $217 million contract. Okay. Okay, here's free agency. Let's go to arbitration. Obviously, Zach Logue. So we're going to go a different direction with Robert Stock. Okay, we're going to tender the contracts down for the minors. Do this by this. Gatto, Ma, Diaz, Erdal's 25. Let him walk. Hardwick's 23. We'll re-sign him. I like Price. Vala's 26. We'll let him go. This is the feature of our bullpen. Urias walk. You know what? We'll actually make him a 3-year. .7. Like Lopez, Bodnik, obviously. Brooks is 23, even though it's a D overall. This 26. Louis Emerson's. Maybe we'll need an extra catcher. I don't know. $26 and only that much? Yeah, we'll take it. Copeland is magical. So is Mackey. Escobar can be all over the field. Yamashita is one of our draft picks. We're not going to give up that fast. Hannah is one of ours. We'll let him walk. Colin Large, Dad Murbury. 24, Uribe. Roshans. Willis Martinez just is not ready for the MLB. Bryce James is great. Austin Dean. Oh. 32, that's a no, Ghost Rider. Now Hill. That's a no either. Okay, there's that. 40 man. Martinez. I don't care if Cisco leaves. Delgado. I don't want Delgado to leave. Okay, I'm fine with that. All right, let's look at it. Luzardo has a qualifying offer made. Peterson doesn't, but he's got a 5-year deal lined up. Sale doesn't have any. Mitch Keller's 29. Yo Herman. Paxton is 37 at this point. I mean, honestly, I would like to have a veteran in there. And do we even have any left-handers? Left. Okay, we have 2 left-handers. If Gaudry is here. See who else is out here. I'm actually very happy with our bullpen. I mean, JT Realmuto. Yasmani Grandal is out here. He's a switch hitter as well. Will Smith. His qualifying offer made, though. Nico Horner, but there's no way he's not going to get that crazy deal. Whit Merrifield at 37 years old. What does he want? A $2 million deal? The player option? Actually, let's give him that. There's one reserve that can literally play all over the field. Because we lost Franco and someone else. Reserve-wise, or we will. Jose Iglesias. Looking for... Brandon Nemo. Still a good bat. That's left-handed. Al Tucker got that. Castellanos can play first, third, left, and right. I really want to go with Hayward. That's a no Ghost Rider. Okay, so another song. Let's go with this one. So who's our draft picks? Troy Bronson, William Song, Cristobal Figueroa, Ricky Hammock, Thurman Theophanopoulos, Carl Warner. Nope. Jake Villegas. Vasquez. Good speed guy. That's it. Griffin Canning got this. That offer. I'd really love to bring him in. What's the singer want? 21, jeez. Palmer's another right-hander. That's the thing. Sale doesn't want all that much. We could obviously just crush the pocketbook if we want to. Knowing someone's going to retire in like 2 years. I mean, we could do that. Quiddy's getting a big deal, though. There, I'm not going to fight that. You know what? He did work for us last season. Let's bring in Chris Sale on a 2-year deal. Let's give him a player option. $12 million. Let's give him that. And honestly, I would maybe like to bring in one more guy. Ryan McMahon is coming off a reserve here, it looked like. The Jonathan Shoop. Franco, maybe? Maybe we bring back Franco. What does he want? $4 million to come back at 256. That's not bad. Right-handed guy. Give him a 2-year deal with a player option. Raise it up to 4.5, and that will be what we do. So Hendricks, Michael Fulmer, Jesus Luzardo back with the Giants. Will Smith with the Padres. Griffin Canning to the Dodgers. Pachi is not coming back. Okay. Dustin May to the Red Sox. Ryan Presley. I mean, do we really want to get into that? No. Tanner Rainey. 0.20. I mean, he was a left-hander, right? I like another left-hander. Alex Young. Okay. Give him a 2. Give him a player option. Be bullpen. By 5. Okay. Del Marte. Alex Young goes to the Twins. Jordan Alvarez goes to the Braves. Okay, they're trying to repeat. James Karinchak goes. Got to deal with him in our division now. Would I promote someone from within? I mean, we got Fontenot. I mean, does that mean Hicks stays? I think it does. Let's move McCall over to relief pitcher. Burrell stays here. Let's have Peralta stay here. You know what? Let's do that. We're gonna promote Fontenot up. That will be the thought. So we'll have this. Then we'll have. Let's see what happens with Baez. David Peterson goes to the Astros. Justice Sheffield, the Rockies. Kyle Tucker, the Padres. Let's see if someone is even giving him one. We had the budget. What was the qualifying offer? The qualifying offer was 21, right? Let's give him a 2-year deal at 21. See if he'll take it. Chester Herrera goes to the Yankees. Nico Horner to the Phillies. Oh, wow. I did not see that. That's a big move. And Robert Persone goes over to the White Sox. Maybe he was traded over there. What's our budget right now? $379. Okay. Who's free agency next year? Altuve. Are there any big names? Schwarber, but we're probably not going to re-sign him. We got Whit Merrifield as a reserve. Are there any core players? Stock is gone. Cisco is gone after this. Actually, no. So we're fine actually doing that. So he declines his offer. Robert Stevenson, D-backs. Nick Solak to the White Sox. Jared Walsh to the Royals. Someone giving him a contract? No, we're the only contract. Corey Seager to the Rockies. Garrett Hampson to the Brewers. Tommy Edman to the White Sox. He must have signed with us. Javi Baez did. Okay. So did Sale. So it says Sale here. Hicks' contract goes down over time. Okay, so that's fine. Let's look at the lineups. How is this going to work? Who's this? This is strong safety. This is shortstop. This is pitcher. I mean, we return our core. We add Whit Merrifield off a 2-year deal. Does that put us over the budget? It does. I think we'll be fine though. Do I have... I think that's going to be it for what we do. Looking at this though, 25. We need 26 on the roster. I don't want to pull up Seacrest for his rookie year and he's on the bench. I want him to continue to develop. So he'll be at AAA for another year. Toronto's seen some MLB action. He has. Roshan's no. Austin Dean with that massive contract. Diaz has some speed. He's been at the MLB level. He's going to be the one up here now. Corner has. So there's our roster at this point. Josh James goes to the Royals. 2-year, $12 million, or a $12 million deal. I'll say by year, per year. Cody Stancic to the Dodgers for $11 million a year. 40-man rosters, that's fine. Zach Plesac goes to the Astros for $13.3 million. Already did all that. Aaron Savelli goes for $14.7 million to the Mets. Yanni Chirinos to Cleveland for $14 million. Zach Gallen to the White Sox for $8 million. Brady Singer for $20.2 million to the Angels. Okay. Tanner Rainey to the Astros for $6.7 million. Jose Urquidy, $6.8 million. The Mets, they are just stocking up pitchers. Joe Musgrove, who was the third pitcher in the National League Cy Young, goes over to the Astros for $16.2 million. Adrian Hauser, $17.4 million, goes to the Pirates. Probably a lot of player options in here. Oscar Mercado goes to the Padres. Okay. That. We have no budget. Cubs, Wantanamali. For David Dahl, that's a no Ghost Rider. Logan Rebb, Austin Riley goes to the D-backs. Kyle Lewis, the Nats. Massive contract, $30 million a year. Yasmani Grandal goes to the Astros. Okay. Best catcher in the National League, or the American League. We have a trade here between the Astros and the Padres. The Padres get second base prospect Juan Costa at 22 years old and 85 overall. And the Astros get Eric Pardino, starting pitcher. They need pitching, it seems. And Irving Lopez. Okay. I'll have to look. Why did the Astros make that trade? Okay. If Grandal, Stubbs can play out in the outfield. They signed JT Realmuto as the backup catcher. Kiki Hernandez is down to 75 overall. Okay, that makes sense. As in, I'm not saying it doesn't make sense. It actually does make sense. Bregman, Paul's young. Crawford's up. Jimmy Pena. Actually, that trade makes sense for them. They give up a center fielder. They already have Jameson Hanna. Garrett Stubbs can play in the outfield. That makes sense for them. Josh Naylor to Miami. Here's the Rule 5 draft. Michael Chavis, right before the Rule 5 draft, goes over to the Braves. Where do we pick? We're 22. So we did lose our catcher, Chance Cisco. He's down at AA. It wasn't anything we wanted to bring him down. He's down at AAA. Typically, I use this time for pitching, but if I see someone... Eduardo Garcia. Nick Schnell. No. Gene Ornelas. I mean, it's not worth it, probably. Looks like I can get someone who can play catcher and outfield. He's on our own team. He's 29. That would be a wasted pick. Yeah, I'm not seeing an idea where this makes any sense for us to do. That'd be Feltman. Ooh. That is intriguing, to say the least. That brings another bullpen arm. Hicks will be up there, Pharrell, Peralta. And we're going to go with Whitney, Fontenot, Paul. Actually, probably not the smartest idea. He's 31 now. If you're going to make a pick like that, you make one that makes sense. First, third catcher. 75 overall. Nah. I'm not going to take anyone. He is off of our roster, so... a minor league deal, so... Jerk. Archie Bradley gets traded from the Orioles to the D-backs. The Orioles get Alec Thomas and Jesus Baez. Okay. I don't know about that, but... say okay. Hold on, what's actual money? That's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen either. There's someone. Adalberto Mondesi gets traded from the Marlins to Cleveland for Will Benson. Marlins get Will Benson. Okay. Okay, 40-man roster. Let's set it right now. We have what? 27. So we got 3 spots. Let's give an invite to... Copeland. Alec Rowe. Billy Matias. And oh, I can't count. That is that. Okay. So, bro, wow. The Phillies deal Bryce Harper over to St. Louis. St. Louis wants to go on a World Series run this year. They are not joking around right now. They want to go this year to the World Series. They were knocked out, I think, in the AL DS, I think it was. So they get Bryce Harper, and they deal Jace Fines, 30-year-old starting pitcher, Lauren Edwards, 26-year-old second baseman, and Kevin Goldsmith, left fielder, 21 years old, 70 overall, all for Bryce Harper. Woo! We got ourselves a crazy deal there. Willie Castro signs with the Reds. Starting to see some of the lower free agents start signing around. We got arbitration that's probably going to put us over the hump. Ouch. Are we technically allowed to do this in this game? Let's see if it allows us. Okay, let's set this pitching rotation. How that's going to go. We have our invites. The lineups. Trey Turner will be leading off. Baez will be 2. Altuve will be 3. Vlad will be 4. Winker will be 5. And there's DH. Bichette at 6. Schwarber at 7. Biggio at 8. And Robles. Round out the order. With no DH. It's all jacked up. Baez will be here. We'll put... Actually, yeah, we'll have Bo Bichette. Bat second here. Baez 5th. There's no DH. I actually like that. That's a good idea. What I don't like is if there's... that's actually fine. Okay. So if we need anyone to play anywhere else because of injuries, it's all Whit Merrifield. It's on him. 100% on him. We have Diaz up here. He's likely going to be the one that stays up here. Pull him up for the last time, and I think he's just going to stay unless we deal him a trade. Vaughn Seacrest gets the invite up to the MLB level for spring training. Get him some spring training action, but I think he's going to be down at AAA for one more season. Peter Kobayashi gets the invite up. Pretty much a contact hitter. Trey Cabbage, Gabriel Moreno, just waiting. Waiting in the rings here. Miguel Jurado, Alex Rowe. We got a lot of guys. Definitely going to see. So contract extensions coming up next season. Ridge Richardson. Like, we're obviously going to lock up our big names right now. Contract renewable. Then he goes into arbitration. So, how much is he making right now? 116. Give him like 300. We'll see how Logue does. See how Whitley does. Obviously, Reno is going to be locked up. He's in arbitration. I'll do that. Peter Kobayashi. Two years, 2.5. Miguel Jurado, same thing. Diaz is 27. He's in arbitration, so it doesn't even matter. He's in arbitration. So the idea is how they perform. Jose Altuve. I mean, he's looking for $8 million. We'll see what happens after the season. Kyle Schwarber, 3.3. Yeah, sounds about right. Asking for $9 million. We'll see how Schwarber does this season. So, the top free agents going into next season: Nolan Arenado, Francisco Lindor, Ronald Acuna, Andrew Benintendi, Carlos Correa, some big names there. Let's look at the top prospects going into this. See if anything different. Breno Alfaro breaks to the top for the Pirates. Marcus Brito is second. Ryan Avery, who's still down at AAA. Can get some work down there. Adam Kloffenstein, Miguel Jurado, both going to be guys getting some spring training action, but will be down at AAA. I've seen Frank McClung up here a lot. He's 26 years old, and the Mets just keep on signing starting pitchers. Hans Kraus, Revelis Martinez, Braxton Ashcraft, Alexis Delgado, Ramon Latiga. Nothing crazy that I haven't, I don't see. Frank McClung is 26. We got Hans Kraus in a trade. He's probably the next to come up, I would say. 9. Yeah, he's all in the 60s. I think he's probably the next to come up if it does happen. Avery needs to get that hit up. Plus, he's only 22, so there's no rush to get him up. Same thing with Ashcraft. But our rotation, young. Urias is 29, Manoah is 27. Sale, although 36. Molly is 31. I mean, we have injuries. Go-Go, Gadget, Simeon Richardson into the fray. All right. So let's look at some of the big stuff in our division. Division goes here. So, I mean, nothing crazy for Baltimore. Still trying to build up something. Boston. Saw them sign Tim Marmolho. I think that was an extension. Miles Straw, Alexander Bogarts, Andrew Benintendi still here. Adam Halsey, I think this was a recent. Oh, they traded for him being the franchise. Hedrick Trump. They did sign Anthony Rizzo. Wander Franco. Keston Hura coming over from Milwaukee. He'll play for the Yankees, and he's going to play well. Dom Thompson Williams, coming over from Oakland a couple years back. Giancarlo Stanton still here. DJ LeMahieu still here. Okay. Tampa Bay. Nothing crazy by any means. White Sox aren't in our division. Okay, let's look at the pitching rotation. Maybe they upgraded pitching rotation. Touki Toussaint is the ace in Baltimore. I am shaking my head. Touki Toussaint. Oh my gosh, that what walk per 9 is disgusting. But Touki Toussaint is the ace. Grayson Rodriguez, Adrian Cruz, Seth Romero, and this guy, Daniel Espino. That makes me sick to my stomach. Then we have this rotation. Jesus. Dustin May goes to Baltimore. Or not Baltimore, Boston. Noah Syndergaard signed with them like at the beginning of this franchise after year 1. And he's been wrecking here. Spencer Turnbull comes over from Detroit. Nick Pavetta. Been here the entire time. Andrew Heaney was traded over here in year 3. Kobe Allard comes over. Miles Malakas comes over from St. Louis 2 years ago. Mir Garrett. The Yankees go even harder. Was it Devi Garcia? The ace here for the Yankees. Garrett Cole still pitching for them. Doing work for them. Austin Gomber comes over from Colorado. It's a weird signing. Trent Thornton comes over from Cleveland. And then Kenta Maeda, we traded him over to the Yankees. I'm not sure if just the Dodgers in Minnesota. Okay. Michael King. Kevin Guzman. I mean, you got some guys waiting in the wings also. Then they brought in James Karinchak. Cleveland. Their bullpen's kind of weak, though. Tampa Bay, Logan Webb. Okay, nothing to write home about here. Do we literally have the best pitching staff in the division? With Urias coming off a bad year when he was with the Dodgers, with one of his lowest pitched years of the season besides 2022. Alek Manoah, obviously drafted by Toronto. Chris Sale, coming off another okay year. Tyler Mahle comes off a fantastic year. Signs with us. How? Our draft also was absolutely insane. Woods Richardson waiting to come in. Zach Logue has been with us since the beginning of this franchise. Gaudry was a draft pick. Let's look at this. In here. Transactions, here we go. So Logue was in here, first year player draft. So he was drafted by the team. Offense was drafted by the team. That's a 3rd round pick. Forrest Wall came over from Colorado. And here's where we come in to the franchise, 2021 obviously. We get William Brooks, still on the team. McCall comes in. Victor Vodnik was a trade with Atlanta, which he'll be up probably next year. Baez is a free agent signing. Diaz is either a free agent signing or a draft pick. I think he's a draft pick, actually. Diaz was like our 2nd round pick. Schwarber was a trade. Avery was our 3rd round pick. Takedo Yamashita was the 4th round pick. Thad Mayberry was, I think, later round. We look at it. Here's Dwayne Gaudry, 1st round pick in year 2. We got Peralta from Milwaukee. We got Delgado in a trade from the Yankees. Mackey was a 4th round pick. Trey Turner was that center field pick there. Skelton was our 3rd round pick. Good hitter. Not a great fielder. Latigo was over with KC. That's why. And Noah Kaufman was our 1st round pick. And he is far from even remotely be ready. And then we got Urias from Cincinnati. Urandal from KC. Trey Cabbage from Minnesota. Hans Kraus was one from Texas. So I wonder if Texas drafted him. I know Ashcraft was from Pitt. Peyton was from KC. Bryce James from Texas. So Seacrest was a 4th round pick. Wow. Okay. We're only year 5, that's right. Alex Rowe was a 1st round pick. Good power, but it'll take a while. So we trade. Yeah, that's right. We traded for Tyler Miley before the season started. Chris Sale was a trade at the trade deadline. Alec Manoah was a re-signing. Re-sign those guys. Okay. These are our signings so far. So, I think we're going to play some games on stream. Not in this one. This is going to be strictly the off-season. How spring training looking. So, the Yankees. Some other games here. Nothing too crazy. A lot of Phillies. A lot of Yankees still. Detroit, Baltimore, Pittsburgh a couple times. Not a great variety. And then we'll have to see exactly who we match up with. It's going to be good when eventually I do my Cubs franchise. So, funny part I do want to end this stream on is our Oakland Athletics. We won the World Series in year 5. It was 2025. In Toronto, we won the World Series in year 5. So that's what we've done. We've done it twice. Won the World Series in year 5 each time. The biggest thing is with our Oakland franchise, we had to revamp the core immediately after winning the World Series. There was no core revamping here. 0. We returned pretty much the entire team. No real changes. It comes the next year, maybe Trey Turner. It's in his contract year. Baez, we'll see what he does. I think Trey Turner has that player option. Altuve is in his year right now. I mean, what? We go into year 2 and Martinez or Geraldo is at second. Or maybe we just kind of revamp all of this and we actually have the man, the myth, the legend come up. Seacrest. Play first. Guerrero goes back to third. Bitchette goes over to short. And Baez transfers back over to second if Altuve leaves. I mean, we just play a ring around a Rosie on the infield, and Seacrest starts his MLB career at first. And then Biggio kind of is out in the outfield. And then once Baez leaves, Biggio comes back in the infield or the outfield, depending on how we tailor everything like that. And maybe at that point, the DH is unknown. But they project Seacrest up to a 94. Kind of see how it goes. So that'll be it for this live stream. I'm going to go ahead and cut this up and probably mix it with some you know what? I'm just going to cut up this portion. So make it pretty easy for you guys. 2-hour stream for the off season, which is about what it normally is. I might end up streaming later some Halo. We'll kind of see from there. So kind of watch out for that. Otherwise, tomorrow is Sunday. We will be having the Colts live stream for the primetime game. Since the Bears did play over on Thanksgiving, I can get some stuff done while football's going on and give you that stream tomorrow with the Colts. So yeah, thanks for hanging out. This was our Toronto Blue Jays live stream. See how far we are away from the core. Bitchette is 28. Biggio is probably the closest one at 30. Starting to regress. And Vladimir Guerrero is still only 27. So we have a long time to see if these players make it to the Hall of Fame. And by the looks of it, Biggio has a lot of... I mean, it's going to take a lot for Biggio to make the Hall of Fame at this point. So, thanks for hanging out. And I will see you guys later.